The early morning sun cast a pallid glow over the rugged terrain of Saada, a city nestled in the mountainous heart of northern Yemen. The region, long a crucible of tension and strife, was on the brink of another catastrophic upheaval. Whispers of impending conflict had been circulating for months, but on this fateful day in March 2011, those whispers erupted into a deafening roar. Ahmed, a seasoned fighter in the Houthi militia, stood atop a rocky outcrop, surveying the landscape with a grim expression. The city below, with its labyrinthine streets and ancient stone buildings, was eerily quiet. Too quiet. His instincts, honed by years of guerrilla warfare, told him that something was amiss. He glanced at his younger brother, Ali, who was clutching an old, battered rifle with a white-knuckled grip. "Stay close," Ahmed muttered, his eyes scanning the horizon, "and keep your wits about you." Ali nodded, his face a mask of determination. He had joined the Houthi to protect their homeland from what they saw as foreign aggression and governmental oppression. The Yemeni government, backed by Saudi Arabia, had been attempting to crush the Houthi movement for years, but the rugged terrain and fierce resistance had made the task near impossible. As the morning wore on, the silence was shattered by the distant rumble of engines. Ahmed's heart sank as he saw a convoy of government tanks and armored vehicles snaking their way through the valley. The enemy was advancing, and they were bringing their full might to bear. "Prepare yourselves!" Ahmed shouted, his voice carrying through the ranks of Houthi fighters hidden amongst the rocks. The men tensed, their weapons at the ready. They had the advantage of terrain and the element of surprise, but the government forces were well-equipped and relentless. The first shots rang out, echoing through the mountains like thunder. A Houthi sniper, perched high above the valley, took out the lead vehicle, causing chaos in the convoy. The government troops scrambled to return fire, their bullets pinging off the rocks and ricocheting into the distance. Ali crouched behind a boulder, firing sporadically at the advancing soldiers. The air was thick with the acrid smell of gunpowder and the sounds of battle, shouts, explosions, and the relentless rattle of machine gun fire. Despite their best efforts, the Houthis were being pushed back. The government's superior firepower was taking its toll. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows over the battlefield, the Houthis found themselves retreating deeper into the city. The narrow streets and alleyways of Saada became a deadly maze, with every corner potentially hiding an enemy soldier. Ahmed led his men through the twisting passages, trying to regroup and mount a counterattack. "We can't let them take the city," he said, his voice hoarse from shouting. "This is our home." They took refuge in an abandoned building, its windows shattered and walls pockmarked with bullet holes. Ahmed peered through a crack in the wall, watching the government troops inch closer. He knew they had to make a stand here or risk losing everything. Suddenly, a deafening explosion rocked the building, sending debris flying. Ali was thrown to the ground, his ears ringing and his vision blurred. When he struggled to his feet, he saw his brother lying motionless amidst the rubble. "Ahmed!" Ali cried, rushing to his side. Ahmed's eyes flickered open, and he managed a weak smile. "Don't worry about me," he whispered. "Fight for Saada." Ali nodded, tears streaming down his face. He grabbed his rifle and joined the remaining fighters at the windows, firing at the advancing soldiers with renewed fury. The battle raged on, a brutal and bloody stalemate. As night fell, the city was engulfed in darkness. The sounds of battle echoed eerily through the streets, punctuated by the occasional burst of gunfire. The Houthis, though vastly outnumbered, fought with a tenacity born of desperation. They knew the city like the back of their hands, and they used that knowledge to their advantage. In a daring move, Ali and a small group of fighters managed to flank the government troops, catching them off guard. The element of surprise was fleeting, but it was enough to turn the tide of the battle. The government forces, now disoriented and scattered, began to retreat, but the victory came at a high cost. The streets of Saada were littered with the bodies of fallen fighters from both sides. Ahmed, despite his injuries, managed to lead the final charge that drove the government troops out of the city. The Houthis had won, but it was a Pyrrhic victory. The morning after the battle, Saada was a city in mourning. The once vibrant streets were now silent, save for the cries of those searching for lost loved ones amidst the rubble. Ahmed and Ali stood together, overlooking the city they had fought so hard to protect. "We did it," Ali said quietly, his voice heavy with exhaustion. "But at what cost?" Ahmed placed a hand on his brother's shoulder. "We did what we had to do. Saada is free for now. But this war is far from over." The brothers knew that the battle for Yemen was only just beginning. The victory at Saada was a testament to their resilience and determination, but it was also a stark reminder of the sacrifices that lay ahead. As they looked out over their war-torn city, they vowed to continue the fight, not just for their home, but for the future of their people. The Battle of Saada was a turning point, a fierce and desperate struggle that would be remembered for generations. It was a story of bravery and loss, of hope and despair, and above all, of an unyielding will to survive. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a like, share, and subscribe to receive notification when we drop new content.